Volleyball is a real sport. It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, and is very popular in our time today. It's growing. Um, Besides being popular in the US, countries such as Cuba, Brazil, Italy, and many others among those have adopted volleyball as a very high ranking sport. It originated in Holyoke, Massachusetts in 1895 by a man named William G. Morgan. He came up with the term volleyball because it describes how the game was actually played. It consisted of volleying a ball over the net. Thus, the term volleyball was coined. He decided to come up with something that blended sports such as baseball, basketball, tennis, and handball for his business partners that wouldn't be a full contact sport, such as volleyball. He didn't want any equipment to use, just a ball and a net. That was it. Um, it became so popular that in 1900 it actually became an official sport among the U.S. The way the game is played is you have 6 members on a court, and you're to hit the ball 3 times to get it over the net. On the third time, hopefully, it's a spike. The game itself is really not that hard to understand. It's just once you learn the fundamentals, you can get in the habit of playing it and playing it well. You first need to learn how to hit the ball. You hit the ball with your forearm, with your hand and your fist. And most people don't understand or realize that the power when hitting a ball that way comes from your legs. It's not about swinging your arms. It's about the power in your legs. You bend your knees and you lift up. That's how you hit the ball the correct way. Another thing you need to learn how to do is to spike the ball over the net. Spiking the ball is more so about timing. You have to time it correctly. As soon as the ball hits its climax and begins to ascend downward, that is when you start your approach. Your approach is a run and jump to hit the ball over the net. And the correct way to do this is to swing your arm in a downward angled motion. That way, when it goes over the net, it becomes unpredictable. That way, it's harder for the opponent to know where the ball is going to go. Besides learning how to hit the ball, spiking it, you need to learn also how to serve the ball. To serve the ball is a lot like spiking the ball. All you do is the same motions, it's just in a standstill position. You don't run and jump and try to spike it over as hard as you can. It's not really about that. You can do it that way, but most people prefer to just do it at a standstill position. A lot of times in high school volleyball, the underhand serve is preferred because it's easier to hit it over the net and make sure that it's going to go over successfully. Although by you doing it that way, it's more predictable as to where the ball is going to hit because it has time to float through the air. You can readjust yourself to go ahead and receive it. Whereas if you hit it overhand, much like a spike, it's more intimidating. You can't predict really where it's going to go because it's coming at you so fast. The way the game is played is the three hits, bump, set, spike. Third hit goes over, and you accumulate your points by your opponent's mistakes. It doesn't matter what it is, but if you make a mistake, it's the opponent's point. For instance, if I spike the ball over and they don't get it, that's my team's point. But if I spike the ball over, they hit it back and miss it, it's the opponent's point and we lose our point. It's called a rally score, and that's the way that they do it in both high school and in college games. The sport itself has just become so popular throughout the years that now 46 million Americans play it, and over 800 million people around the world play it at least once a week. It's also just under soccer in the ranks of the participating sports today. The YMCA has been a big influence in international sports because without that it wouldn't have gotten to other countries as quickly as it did. The first international game was actually played in 1913, and after that it it blew up from there. It first started in Canada, then went to Puerto Rico and Cuba. Um, this because it is so large and so widely known around the country now. 42 million viewers viewed the U.S. beat, well, not beat, but watch the U.S. win the Olympic beach final, and a lot of that is due to the YMCA for just branching out into the other countries. It's come a very long way from 1895 playing in a small gym with just a couple people and as many people as you want on the team to it becoming a serious sport with 6 players. And an intense sport. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes dedication. It's not something that you can just come off the side of the street and play. It really it takes work. And for some people to sit and judge and say that volleyball is not a real sport is wrong, because those 800 million Americans around the world who play at least one time a week, I mean, they would definitely disagree with that statement and say that it is a real sport. It takes time. If it's in the Olympics, it should be a real sport. So it's something that people should give a shot. Most people just kind of cancel it off because, oh, it's just volleyball, it's just a bunch of girls playing. When really men have branched into it a lot more than people may think about it. It's in middle schools, it's in high schools, it's in college, it's even professional. So to say this not a sport is an incorrect statement, and if people just give it a chance, I'm sure that they'll like it.